Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this design you're seeing on the screen, how to make the V design that has a fringe at the front, and it's a kimono top. You're going to cut the sleeve together with the back, so you're not fixing sleeve separate. So when you see styles like this, it is cut together with the sleeve. So I have cut it here. I have videos of how to cut a kimono top, a kimono dress. I have a video of how to do that. It's also a bubu dress wherein you can cut the sleeve together with the back. So this is the neckline. It's a V neckline. So I'm going to trace out the pattern of the front on a pattern paper. I will just place the center front. I'll make sure it aligns with the paper right here. So then after I've done that, I'll make sure the width of it's just like a facing, but the facing is to the front, not to the wrong side. The facing is to the right side. So I'll just chalk the neckline out, then chalk the back like this. Then I'll measure 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches all through. So the reason why I'm measuring 3 inches is because 1 inch is for my sewing allowance, and 2 inches is the facing. So I'm going to cut it out like so. Then I'll go and use this paper to cut out on the sequin fabric. So it's a black sequin fabric I'm going to use to make this facing. So I've cut the sequin fabric, as you can see, and it's a kind of stretchy fabric. So I'm going to iron hairstay. Hairstay is a kind of interfacing that has more of fabric than paper. So the next thing is the wider part that is going to stay. The wider part is just like you're cutting a square shape. Just cut a square shape, wherein the unfold I measured 12 inches on the length is 12 inches and the breadth is 8.5. The length is 12 inches and the breadth is 8.5 unfold. So as you can see it unfold, so the length is 12 inches and the breadth is 8.5. So here I'll measure 6 inches. Then here I'm still going to measure 4.5 inches. Then I'm going to slant it like so. I'll slant it like so, then cut it out. So there is no standard for this type of design. You can make it straight. You may not even cut anything out. But unfold, the measurement unfold here is 12 inches for the length and the breadth is 8.5 inches unfold. So that means when you are not folding, it is 17 inches. So you're going to place it like so. Then I'm going to arrange it on the dress. So after I have made sure you iron your hairstay for stability, because a sequin fabric is just like, it's a velvet fabric used to stretch, and because of that, this is a velvet fabric in which they now put a sequin on it. So you need to stabilize it with interfacing. So this is material. I'm going to place the wrong side of the material on it like so. The wrong side of the material is facing the right side of the facing, so that by the time I turn it over, it will be on the right side. So by the time I turn it over, it will be on the right side. So you can see I'm working on the dress now. The right side of my sequin is facing the wrong side of this dress, so that by the time I turn it over, I'll be turning it to the right side. I hope you get that. So I'll work with half of an inch. So the first thing is to pin it down. Just look for a way that the work will be easier for you. Pin it down carefully, then stitch by half of an inch. So when you get to the V, you're going to raise your presser foot up so that the V will come out very well. So raise your presser foot, but make sure the needle is still inside. So then turn, so the V shape will come out very nice. Then after I have done that, I'm going to notch carefully. I will notch the V. Then after I have notched, I'm going to top stitch on the fabric, on the dress, the black dress, not the facing. So I'll go ahead and do that right away. So I'm going to top stitch on the fabric right away. So the reason why I'm doing this tutorial is very simple. It's just like a beginner tutorial. But as simple as it is, some part of it may be tricky. sometimes. So this is a beginner friendly tutorial. So after you have top stitch, then you turn to the right side of your dress. You can see the way it's facing the right side right now. So that's what I try to let you know, that from the wrong side you turn to the right side. So this is what I have. Then I'll just fold ½ inch in like so, then top stitch. So that is what I'm doing right now. Just fold ½ inch in, then top stitch on the material. So you can pin it down if working with it, so that it will not shift, so that it will align. The center front of the facing will align with the center front of the dress. So you need to pin it down a little. So just stitch like so. It's not compulsory I fold in that part, that down part of the V. So because I'm still going to place another square on it, so it will cover it up, but all this, the sides will be turned in. So after I have done that, after I've top stitch, the next thing to do is to bring the square shape and come and place it. So when you want to place the square shape, you need to align it with the center front. So after you have aligned it with the center front, then you pin it down. So I'm trying to place it now. So I'm going to fold ½ inch inward like this and top stitch round. So but before you do that, notch the center front, not fold into 2 and notch. Fold the square into 2 and notch. Then measure the middle of this one also. You're going to measure it and divide whatever is there by 2 to get the center. So what I'm trying to do here is to align the center on the facing with each other, so that everything will be accurate. So I'm going to align it right now, since I know the center on each facing. So I'll fold ½ inch inward. This is the center. I just use chalk to mark the center. So I'm going to align it with each other so as to get an accurate result. So after I have done that, the next thing to do is to start my top stitching. So you can use your pin to hold it down so that it will not shift. You need to hold it down with your pin. Even if you are not a beginner, you need to hold it down with your pin. Hold it down so that it will not shift. So use your pin to hold it down. So after you have finished your work, don't forget the pin inside. So don't forget the pin. Remove the pin after you are done with the stitching. So I'm top stitching now, folding ½ inch inward. I use that ½ inch to cover this area, the V area here. Use it to cover it very well. Then fold ½ inch inward, following the shape. Then it's very simple, very simple. So this type of design can be made in just 1 hour. In 1 hour you are done with this type of design, and it's classy. So you're going to fold ½ inch all through till you get to the to where you started from. Till I get to where I started from, I'll just fold ½ inch like so. So I'll just fold ½ inch like so. You do it carefully because it's so that to avoid rumpled areas and wrinkled areas. So after I have done that, I'll now go and give it a nice press. So I'll press it. Steam ironing will be fine. I'll press it because it's a velvet material. So I'm going to press it carefully. So having done this, here, the next thing to do is to get my fringe. The length of the fringe is 8 inches long. 8 inches long is okay. Then you place it at the lower part. So I'm just going to top stitch the fringe. There's nothing much about the fringe because the fringe does not have a fraying edges. So I'm going to attach the fringe like this. So there's no big deal in attaching this fringe because you're just going to stitch on the edges like this. So I'll go the second time to make sure the fringe is full. You know, I told you I just got 1 yard. 1 yard is enough for this type of design. So that 1 yard will even go twice. So that it will be very full. So after I have done that, it will still remain like maybe 3 inches or thereabout. And that remaining 3 inches can still be stitched on it. So you can still fold it and stitch it on it. It will not show. So after you have done that, this is the result. This is the result. You can see the result is amazing. Very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. For more tutorials, you can still log on to my channel, my YouTube channel. I have tutorials on corset, on bustier, on different type of snappy dresses you can make, evening dresses. So then I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.